Hockey, first of a two-game roadie for the Panthers. We're in Pittsburgh on Saturday night. Tonight, the third meeting this season between the Panthers and the Flyers. They split the first two games this year. And Roberto Luongo goes right back in the nets. BB&T has our goalie matchup.
Well, Roberto Luongo, the visiting goaltender, will never tell you that he was tired. He said, I felt fresh in the shootout, and he's feeling even better now. He knows he's got a bunch of character guys in front of him. At the other end, Steve Mason. There you see the games he has played. The record not bad for a guy who gets pummeled oftentimes. The defense have left him alone, and the Panthers want to exploit that early.
The Bjugstad line begins with Huberdeau and Fleischmann. Quickly, Couturier over the Panther line, bumped by Bjugstad, who moves it around the boards. Mitchell in a race over to the wall. Fleischmann takes over, could not clear though. Willie Mitchell pokes it up to the point. And now Dmitry Kulikov will clear to center. Huberdeau's on it there and throws it ahead for Bjugstad down the wing. He stops, centering feed, tipped away, carries to Kulikov. Pretty good look by Bjugstad. Fleischmann was going to the net. Nick Bjugstad again, the Panthers' leading scorer this year. And of course, the 40th shooter the other night found the back of the net. Man, this one finds the mesh. Oh, the referees missed that. Okay, it hit the netting. Yeah, it did. I mean, the net moved. Play rolls on. Kulikov up ahead for Dave Bolin now. Knocked away. One lineup change for the Panthers tonight. We'll tell you about that. Here's Voracek. In behind the net, Voracek and Giroux, both in the top 5 in the NHL in scoring. Panthers will need to be ready defensively. It's Bolin, Jokinen, and Hayes on against them. And this time, Voracek's backhand hits the netting, and we get a whistle.
You know, I had a surprising conversation this morning. George once told the media, he said, I didn't notice all the hits in the game against Washington. I think maybe he's being a little coy, don't you? Well, he's also made a lineup change. Brad Boyes is out of the lineup, and Brendan Peary in the lineup, which is great news for the youngster.
Late scratch for Boyes. Grossman shoots in. Brian Campbell cuts it off. Paired up with Aaron Ekblad on defense. And here's David Bolin. Gets around Schenn. And shoots in. Mason touches the puck for the first time tonight. Rattles it around. Knocked down by Jokinen. Bolin trying to get it in front for Hayes. Deflected. Brayden Schenn does get it out to center. Lawton over the Panther line to drop for Simmons. Good save by Luongo and a good hard low shot by Wayne Simmons, who's been red hot offensively with a young Scott Laughlin playing center for him. Jokinen after the puck for the Panthers. Beats straight to it. Centering pass stolen away. Jokinen was looking for Barkov. There's Brandon Peary out on that wing replacing Boyes tonight. Barkov carries. Centering pass cut off by Raffl. Panthers have tried those cross-ice passes a few times here in the opening minute.
The Florida Panthers are not where they are now by trying a lot of high-risk plays. That attempted pass had to go through 3 defending hockey sticks. Barkov would have been better to use that brawn and use it to get to the net.
Voracek is in. Shot was blocked away. Giroux chopped one wide. And Willie Mitchell settled things down for the Panthers. Lead pass. Again, it's knocked down. Flyers getting in those passing lanes here in the opening 3 minutes quite a bit. Voracek fell down. Bergenheim has some room and gets to center and then flips in. McKenzie bearing down on Schultz, ties him up. Here comes Upshaw in the fray. Upshaw digs it free. LeCavalier out there for the Flyers. First game in a while for the veteran, Vinny LeCavalier. He's not had a real strong season here in Philadelphia. Belmar hits solidly by McKenzie, but gets it to LeCavalier. He dances down low, centering pass. Ronaldo couldn't play it cleanly. It's Belmar again. LeCavalier flips it out in front. Past Ronaldo. Upshaw looking to clear, and he does for Kopecky.
Now, Berube had mentioned that if he's going to put LeCavalier in the lineup, he's going to put him in a position where he can succeed. I don't know if having Ronaldo on your wing is the best possible answer. But LeCavalier has had 2 pretty good plays deep in the offensive zone.
Bjugstad hammers one on goal. Mason closed it up. LeCavalier with Belmar and Ronaldo, what you were talking about, Danny. That's the 4th line tonight for the Flyers. Steele at center here. Flyers touch, they're offside. And now we will get the whistle and an offside call.
You know, as we always do, we talk to the opposing coaches the morning of the game after the skate. And I was part of a big scrum. And I tell you, it's hard to describe the visual that I saw with Greg Berube. Those eyes got real black. The only questions he had to answer were about Lecavalier. And I tell you what, for an organization, there's too much Lecavalier in the news here. It's not that important. A game against Tampa Bay.
Fleischmann's shot blocked away by Mason, high in the air. Where
this team was really flat, a lot of other questions should have been asked. And Berube was not happy, and he cut the conversation short because he just keep banging on about Lecavalier having been a healthy scratch.
And he's got that big contract, so a major topic of conversation here in Philadelphia. Brian Campbell looking ahead to center, and he'll carry himself. Campbell still with it. Campbell's in over the line, waiting for some help. Panthers went for a change, and Campbell will reset. And he dumps it out to center, taken away by Simmons, though. Throws it over the line, past Lawton. Aaron Ekblad is back. We got hit hard by Lawton. Flyers work it free to Simmons. Tipped behind the net by Ekblad. Campbell throws it around the boards.
That's a tough hit right there, way after the puck has gone by.
Barkov picks his way in, scooped up by Peary now. He circles, kicks it to the point. Olsen shot, score! It deflected in! It hit a stick. Well, hang on now. They're saying touched with a high stick and no goal.
Now, the tough part is that the no goal is called on the ice, but it will be reviewed, as we well know. But you know what? I tell you what, Mike Lego, the referee, was right on top of it. He pointed at the goal first. Keep an eye, Lego will be over here making the call. I don't know if you're going to see it at that point or not, but Lego seemed to point at the net, indicating a goal, yet he then changed his mind, and I think he's right. I think it was deflected too high. But the review will go on.
Clearly from down here, that was a high stick. It was about 2 feet over the crossbar by Bergenheim, but a good play all around. But in front of the net, you want to get that traffic. But from ice level, it looked clearly to be a high stick. I don't think this will be a goal for the Panthers.
So, Billy, what is Bergenheim thinking now? Is he hoping that everybody's wrong?
You're thinking back in the old days, maybe he had a chance when there was no video review, but I don't think this one will stand. No goal.
Bergenheim kind of, guys, meekly, if you will, put his hand up like, okay, I got it. Very well knowing, Bergie, that it was a high stick, so.
Too many eyes on the game now. You can't get away with that stuff.
Barkov, Bergenheim, Peary stay on for the Panthers.
Panthers are 9-1-4 when they score the first goal of the game. So obviously it's a huge advantage. They've been able to keep it that way.
Raffl finds a puck, but it comes free to Goodbranson.
The challenge here is that they did not have a very good first period last time. And unfortunately, when you come back in a building like this, you'll remember that.
Doctors Hospital has our scratches. There's Brad Boyes, the late scratch. Vincent Trocheck as well. Sean Thornton nicked up and on the IR. The 3 for the Panthers. Shane O'Brien, by the way, was sent back down to San Antonio in the AHL. Gerard Gallant's team comes in tonight 13-8-8. 34 points in 29 games for the Panthers. Bolin sets up Hayes. He lets one go. And that puck goes out of play.
Say the fans here in Philadelphia don't like Dave Bolin very much. It goes back to the days when he was with Chicago in the playoff series, and he was a real pain for the Philadelphia Flyers in every way. Maybe because he's the type of player that could have been a Flyer, but also in regular season.
Here's Mitchell hammering one, deflects wide, then chipped towards the net. Bolin shovels it back up high, but out of the zone.
He's only played 6 times against the Philadelphia Flyers in regular season in his career. Of course, he was out west quite a bit. Scored 4 goals and 2 assists in the 6 games. That's another thing a player remembers. Teams against whom you have success.
He's got a little nastiness to him. He gets the steal there, throws it up high. Shen dove and cleared, and they don't call him the Rat for nothing. Not sure a name he loves, but Dave Bolin brings that element. Free puck, McKenzie jumps in. Couldn't get a shot away, but able to track it down. McKenzie to the point. Ekblad has an opening and fires. Saved by Mason. How good is Ekblad at just moving a couple of inches either way and getting those shots through? Kopecky with a chance, blocked away. Flyers try to clear. McKenzie strong on the puck, won't let him out. Ekblad and Kopecky. And finally taken away by Schenn. Belmar chips it ahead. McKenzie bangs at the line with Belmar.
Boy, McKenzie's playing with an edge there. Belmar almost got run over a couple of times by McKenzie. The nice thing about McKenzie is that you don't see a lot of circles in his game. It's a stop-and-go kind of game. And that really makes it tough on the puck carrier because you never get rid of him. He's like a gnat.
In the 20-round shootout, he was the #1 star. He scored the only goal during play and had a shootout goal, also 8 for 10 in the faceoff circle for the Panthers on Tuesday night. Ronaldo down the wing. Goodbranson rides him right off. Strong defensive play there by Goodbranson. Huberdeau sends it ahead. Nick Bjugstad to center. On the wing, off the stick of Fleischmann, though. Fleischmann knocks it down. Cleared the other way, and Olsen races back.
You know, how good has Fleischmann been? He wasn't scoring early. He started putting up some points, getting noticed on the offense, staying on the top line. Well, let me give you a number. He's a +8. That's the highest plus number on the hockey team. What more do you want?
Chance in front here. Mason with a glove save. Panthers getting some opportunities, controlling things in the first 8 minutes. Unfortunately, the one that found the back of the net was touched with a high stick and ruled no goal. Nearly 8 minutes gone by. We are scoreless, and Bill Lindsay taking it in between the two benches tonight.
And the Panthers trying to build this team with young players, trying to build a future, and it's been awesome to start the season. Players 22 or younger in the NHL by points. The Panthers lead the way. They have 70 points by their youngsters, led by Bjugstad with 19 and Ekblad with 18. But the future looks bright for the Panthers, and you see those stats. 70 points by players 22 and younger. That is just simply awesome. This is the young players' teams, and I think they are leading the charge offensively for the Panthers.
You know, when you look at Ekblad, there's so many superlatives, but you just take a look at how much trust he's getting from the coaching staff. It's 6 games in a row now. He's played over 21 minutes. I mean, there's no sitting him down. The only thing he has not been used for has been the penalty killing units, and that's because there are a lot of superlatives about the guys who kill the penalties as well. Has needed him in that role.
Panthers have held the Flyers just that one shot. It was a good attempt from Simmons. Luongo made a strong save. Remember, on Tuesday night, the Panthers held the Capitals in the third period with just 3 shots on goal. Voracek, the top line on for Philly. Work to the point. It's Grossman shooting it. Pinballs in front. Luongo finds it. It hit a skate. Perhaps Giroux and Roberto able to cover up. Big weekend at the BB&T Center. Fleetwood Mac in concert tomorrow night. Then both the Gators and Seminoles on the hard court Saturday. The Orange Bowl Basketball Classic. And some of Denny's favorite R&B and music artists at the Y100 Jingle Ball on Sunday night. Go to Ticketmaster.com. He loves Iggy Azalea. I mean, you're a big fan, Popman, I know.
I love music.
There you go. Hayes throws it ahead. Bolin gets hit at the line.
Especially when I pull out my harmonica.
There you go. See now, at the Jingle Ball, no one's playing the harmonica.
I know. It's too bad.
A lot of chirping between the benches already. Ronaldo and Upshaw going after it.
We like that. Here's Campbell firing. Glove saved by Mason.
Brandon Perry's been chirping at the bench, so a little animosity built up between these two teams as they're going after it verbally, so you gotta like that. Philadelphia always known for their loud style of play and forechecking style, so good to see the benches going at it, building up that animosity early.
Well, I tell you what, that's one thing, Billy, that Berube is trying to get done. They were so flat against Tampa Bay here at home the other night in their loss. Tampa Bay had played 3 games in 4 nights, and Greg Berube was very unhappy with the fact that his team came out flat, no energy, no emotion. Can't say they're showing a lot right now. So Ronaldo, in his role, is probably doing exactly what he should do.
He's on Kopecky now. Kopecky shakes him off, gives to Campbell. And back again. Back down low, free puck. Coburn slaps it all the way down, and Campbell's got a couple of steps on LeCavalier, icing on Philadelphia.
And you know, you think about these things. Look, I think about them, so I know a lot of the guys who are wearing skates think about them. You've got a team that seems to be a little bit demoralized. They're not showing me anything different now, the Philadelphia Flyers. Boy, I tell you, if the Florida Panthers can get a lead here, it might be the game. Yes, it might be the game this early. Flyers are having a tough time, and looking ahead isn't great. Flyers are looking at 8 consecutive games on the road.
They're playing from behind this year, 27 points in their 30 games. Kopecky, Olsen under some pressure, gets it ahead, and Kopecky moves. Flips in, Kopecky's after it. Upshaw going to the net. Kopecky throws it on goal. Upshaw with a rebound, score! Scotty Upshaw strong to the net, and there's the lead.
Boy, I don't know. Is this irony or what? But the other night against the Washington Capitals, Upshaw, who had been out with injury, got the first shift and created the opportunity for the first goal in that game. Let's take a look. Right side of your screen. Upshaw coming hard. That puck went off of Upshaw in some manner. It's certainly going to be reviewed. Will it be legal? I think so. But let's take a look. I think it goes off his body or his gloves. It's got to be legal. Referee will going right to center ice. No issues there. The Florida Panthers take that 1-goal lead. They must have a direct wire to the booth, don't you think, Goldie?
Now let's see. You know, they review every goal in Toronto at the War Room, so it's not like they call ahead and say, hey, it's a disputed goal. They look at every goal, and if they see something that may not be right, they take their time. So that's what we're looking at now. Second goal that's gone in tonight for the Panthers already. Second goal that is being reviewed. How did it go in? What did it go in off of is the question.
You know what? It certainly didn't go off the skates. It was part of the upper body. The only thing I could think of is whether or not there's any issue with the glove. But if both gloves are on the hockey stick and he's waving at the puck, then I think it has to be looked upon as though he has hit the puck with his stick, and it is a good goal. I would think it's a good goal.
And I'll tell you this, and Billy, we'll get down to you what you think, but even if it went in off his skate, Upshaw didn't make a kicking motion. He was trying to stop, I thought.
It wasn't even near there. It was the upper body, the waving of the arms, and they're going to make a decision on that. I would think it has to be a good goal.
Following video review, the goal stands.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Tremendous play by Scotty Upshaw there. Just driving hard to the net. You talk about getting to the blue paint. He got that inside positioning against the defenseman, Nick Schultz. But he put his head down. They talked about scoring goals in the blue paint. And Upshaw was, Gerard Gallant said, the best player last game offensively for him. Provided that spark and just a hustle play by Upshaw.
We had a video that we showed quickly of Upshaw against the Capitals. He was in front of their bench and he was engaging 5 Capital players. Punching one, pushing another, driving them nuts.
Point shot the other way. Luongo with the glove has it. And in that game on Tuesday night, guys, an assist for Upshaw, a couple of shots in the return from injury, and maybe the most impressive 6 hits on Tuesday night.
Well, exactly, and he was very part of the first goal of that game. Remember how he forced Mike Green to turn the puck over. It went right to the front of the net, and it was a 1-0 game for the Florida Panthers. Upshaw played 11 minutes, 15 seconds. That's not bad, considering his first game back. And the fact that his line mates, McKenzie and Kopecky, just played about a minute more. But remember, they kill penalties.
Now, one of your keys was getting that early start.
Yep.
And the Panthers scored first against Washington the other night. 9:35 into the game from the fourth line. Tonight, the fourth line scores 9:37 into the game for the lead.
How about that? Let's do that every game. You'd be all right.
Well, getting that production from up and down the lineup key. Dylan Olsen, by the way, got the second assist. Kopecky, the primary. Fleischmann nearly had some loose change there. Free puck at center. Bergenheim trying to dig it free. Reed there as well. So is Barkov, and Barkov's got it. Oh, he slides across ice to Brandon Peary. Back around. Grossman cut it off. Couturier trying to clear, and he does. But Campbell's on it at center. And back come the Panthers again. Barkov is in. Barkov to the forehand. A shot saved by Mason. Barkov's on the rebound. Barkov finds Peary. To the point it goes. Campbell over to Ekblad. The little wrister on goal, and Mason will cover up. A strong start by the Panthers. And Scotty Upshaw strong to the net for the lead. Panthers jump out on top in Philadelphia in the first inning.
Well, here's one of the reasons why the Panthers have great success. They played very well in the defensive zone, and forwards are available. Let's roll this. I want to show you something. You're going to keep an eye right on Campbell. He gets the puck. Stop it here. Campbell not only takes the puck away, but look at the positioning right here of Barkov. That's what you call being available.
The Bolin line on now in the offensive zone. Hayes works the wall along with Jokinen. Hayes away with it, poked away by Voracek. Jokinen for Bolin. Oh, it's off his stick.
Well, that's a bad break.
He was in good shooting position, wasn't he?
A lot of white ice.
Bolin cross ice to Jokinen. Shot deflected away by Giroux. Hayes is there. Puts it in front. It comes up high to Ekblad. In the slot. Lets one go. Mason the save. Panthers all over the Flyers right now.
Yeah, Luke Schenn is all over Bolin, not letting him get to the front of the net. Obviously, their video coach is telling him, try and stop the Panthers from getting to the front of the net. They've got defensemen like Ekblad who can get the puck through.
Jokinen shoots in. The Panthers grab a change. On comes McKenzie, Kopetsky, and Upshaw who produced the goal. Stolen away by Kopetsky. Kopetsky stays with it. But it's off the stick of Upshaw. He goes down in a pile. Braden Schenn clears, but again, McKenzie there to scoop it up. The Panthers have good jump here tonight. They took the day off yesterday after the 20-round shootout win. Pretty good morning skate, intense this morning, and back for this game, and they have started well out shooting the Flyers early on. Upshaw blocks the clearing attempt. Braden Schenn stolen by Kopetsky now. Upshaw again jammed up with Coburn. Coburn away with it. And we're going to get a penalty. Yeah, that's a clear interference on Scotty Upshaw. Schultz just got right in his way and impeded his progress, and the Panthers will get a power play.
That's the defenseman that Upshaw went around to get his goal.
Philadelphia penalty number 55, 2 minutes for interference.
All right, take a look right there. Obviously, that is an interference. You just can't do that. That's a clear pick. And we certainly know how to do that, but Nick Schultz was victimized by Upshaw on the first goal. Upshaw got the good ice on him, ended up scoring the goal, and certainly he's got an eye out for Upshaw now. And Upshaw is just keeping the game at his advantage at the moment.
Has played well, second game back since the injury for Upshaw, missing extended time. Hayes, Huberdeau, and Bukestad on up front. But again, the Flyers able to get a clear so far. Half a minute gone by in the power play.
Well, I've swallowed my words many times, but I will say it this time. Florida Panthers have not scored a first-period power play goal all season long.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, well.
now it's going to be time, isn't it?
Well, that's what I'm kind of hoping.
Yeah, that's why I like that. A little reverse psychology. Ekblad over to Campbell. They're set up now. Campbell moving and shooting. Huberdeau gathers it in the corner. The feed comes to Hayes. Campbell has to play it off the wall, though. Nick Bukestad now, watched by Coburn. Campbell at the blue line. Chips it cross ice. It bounces over to Ekblad. And a high stick going to be called here to negate the power play. Inadvertent Ekblad stick. Got up in the face on Umberger.
And they'll be checking for injury here as well. This goes back too much to some of the things that were happening earlier in the year. Panthers negating their own power play by taking a penalty. And it was inadvertent, obviously.
5, 2 minutes for high sticking.
But it will still be a 2-minute minor for high sticking. Panthers still had some power play time left.
So we'll go 4-on-4 for a bit. And barring any other calls, the Flyers will get a man advantage.
And Panthers have to stay out of the penalty box. Flyers have the best power play here at home. This is one way the Flyers can get back in the game, so you got to stay out of the penalty box.
It may be their only real tool at the moment, and it comprises of Giroux and Voracek. But Billy's right. It may be the only way they can get back in the game.
Goodbranson in the 4-on-4 down low now. Hit along the boards. Goodbranson stays with it and hands it to Jussi Jokinen. Jokinen trying to feather one through that time. Cleared the other way. Jokinen back defensively for the Panthers. Dylan Olsen. Olsen and Kopetsky, the assists on the goal tonight from Scotty Upshaw, his 4th of the year. Goodbranson carries, lead pass. Oh, it's off the stick of Barkov. He had a breakaway. He was in.
He was in all alone. The Flyers didn't see him.
Wow.
Boy, that is tough. That break for Barkov, who certainly after being out for injury would be looking for a little pop, a little something good to happen for him.
Played 18 and a half minutes the other night against Washington, his first game back after missing 6 with injury. Giroux flubs the shooting attempt to get it deep. And the Boo Birds already out in Philadelphia. Imagine that, because they hardly ever boo in Philadelphia.
Well, it's the city of brotherly love, but it can turn quickly to something other than that 4-letter word.
Lead pass, Voracek, so dangerous, moving in. Circles the net. Voracek finds a man up high, Giroux. To the point it goes. Voracek again. Through Giroux. Fans wanted a shot to be taken. Claude Giroux again. Down low, Simmons right on the doorstep. Puts it in front. Shovel back up high and nobody there.
This is a little overpassing, and I tell you what, Braden Shen was trying to say, well, where was the guy? Don't worry about where was the guy. What are you doing passing the puck back when you're 3 feet from the blue paint?
Upshaw, the former Flyer, with a steal and a shoot-in. Final seconds of the Ekblad penalty. Upshaw got a steal, but it just came out of the zone, so a whistle and an offside call.
Scotty Upshaw seems to have that puck following him around. Watch out. Once you start feeling that, these things really do happen for the Flyers right now. I just want to reiterate, Billy was right on the button. There is only really one way that these Flyers can get back into the hockey game with some emotion, and that's if their power play works for them. So as you can tell, Florida Panthers need their discipline, and when they are on the penalty kill, as we stated, it's got to be one of the keys to a victory.
They like to take advantage and add to that lead. Now at 1-0. In front it goes, all the way to the point. McDonald, a shot blocked by Fleischmann, and Huberdeau's out. Fleischmann is with him. Huberdeau gets it deep, and Fleischmann gives chase. Fleischmann's there first, pinned to the boards by McDonald. Luke Schenn, blanketed by Huberdeau, but gets it away to Umberger. And the Flyers throw it out to center ice. Kulikov, nice step up on Matt Reed. Kind of lost in the shuffle of this strong start to the season for the Panthers with Luongo and Bjugstad and Ekblad. The solid, consistent defensive play of Dmitry Kulikov. He has played some super hockey for the Panthers.
Only one guy has more time on the ice killing penalties, and that's Willie Mitchell, the captain.
Bergenheim to center. Peary joins him. See if those two can get to work down low. Bergenheim knocked it down, but then Coburn chipped it ahead. Bergenheim on the back check. But Ronaldo all the way in over the Panther line. And Ronaldo still with it behind the net. And Ronaldo out the other side to give to Schultz. The wrist shot blocker saved Luongo. Saw it all the way. Big hit by Ronaldo there on Barkov. Put in front. Free puck comes all the way to the point. Best pressure now by the Flyers.
Big shift by Ronaldo again. We talked about how he is there as an energy player. I think in the last couple of shifts he's had, he certainly has done it. And as Goldie mentioned, also yapping on the bench a little bit, trying to get something going for his team.
Lawton goes wide, lost the puck. He's back on it. Goodbranson gives him a shove. Schenn picks it up, swing and a miss on the shot attempt from the wall. Good feed by Bolin for Hayes. And the clear. The last couple of shifts, Flyers here late in the first, trying to get themselves involved in the game. The attack by Grossman. Puck still in the zone. Goodbranson with a hit on Schenn took him down. And then a hit on Jokin in the other way. The hitting picking up now with 2 to go in the opening period.
Well, that's that kid Scott Lawton. He's only 20 years old, and I tell you, they're really talking big time about him. He's been impressive. Scored his first goal the other night.
Simmons from the sharp angle got a couple of shots in. Puck held in, knocked down by Goodbranson. Yeah, Lawton was the 20th pick in the 2012 draft, and Simmons with Lawton in the middle. Suddenly Wayne Simmons on his wing has been red hot. He's got 5 goals in the last 6 games.
And it's not hard to tell. You look at the stats for Simmons, he's a real streaky goal scorer. Scored 6 goals in the first 5 games of the season. Then he went like 23 games where he scored 3 goals.
Here's a chance. Raffl over to Giroux. Back for Raffl. Broken up by Upshaw. And then a steal. Voracek puts it in front. McKenzie was there and able to rattle it all the way down. Flyers, with all that passing in the offensive zone. Panthers forced to ice it. Go to PanthersFanRewards.com/All-Star. You can earn points voting for your favorite Panther for the 2015 NHL All-Star Game. Your votes can send the Cats to Columbus. So log on and show your support. Boy, good Branson has had a couple of big hits here in the opening period. Off the draw, quick shot. Luongo got a glove on it. Held in the zone. It did come out, though. McDonald pulled it back a little too far. So we get a whistle. And here, last minute and a half, Denny, the Flyers picking it up.
Well,
we'll take a late period timeout. 1-0 Panthers with 1:02 to go in the first. In the first, Scotty Upshall has the Panther goal. Bill Lindsay down in the middle of the action tonight.
Scotty Upshall's been the best Panther forward up front, moving his feet, driving hard. That is when he's at his best, especially on that play where he drew the penalty. He just never stops moving his feet. And take a look at this. Hard on the forecheck. He's up, and he never stops. Drives now. Hard again on the puck. Move those feet. Causes the interference call, and Scotty Upshall has the goal. But that is what Scotty Upshall is all about. And when you're moving your feet like that, you put so much pressure on the opposition.
You know, having a healthy lineup for Coach Gallant gives you one thing. It gives you an ability to have a little competition within the uniforms. And you get a guy like Perry who's in the lineup tonight. I expect him to have a real emotional effort game. Guys like Barkov and Upshall who've been out of the lineup for a while, they see the young guys coming in like Perry and Trocheck and doing so well. You better believe that creates a little bit of pressure.
And having that kind of depth is super. I mean, Boy's upper body, a late scratch tonight, and Brandon Peary's there to step right in. Here's Voracek putting it in front, deflected off a Panther stick. Raffle now to the point. Stride for Giroux. Hammers one. Luongo the save. Rebound sitting there. Schultz steps up. Tries to stuff it home. Luongo will cover. All of a sudden, the last 2 minutes, the Flyers putting big pressure on Roberto Luongo.
Well, Roberto Luongo made the save. Fortunately, they didn't really shoot. But the fact is this is a guy that I would worry the most of the Flyers. Yes, Giroux's a great passer, leads the NHL in assists. But Voracek is so strong on the boards and so strong in behind the net that he will bring the puck to the front of the net. He's second in the NHL in scoring with 37 points.
Flyers have had the last 5 shots now on goal. And Voracek and Giroux, they are dangerous.
Well, in terms of tandems, you know, there is really not a lot that can compare around the NHL. I mean, you've got obviously Crosby and Malkin, but of the two guys that play together all the time, these two are terrific. And the reason why the Philadelphia Flyers are not doing better is certainly not because those two are not putting up the numbers. They both are.
Crosby and Malkin, the opponents Saturday night, will be in Pittsburgh, 7 o'clock on Fox Sports Florida. Then Monday, the Penguins are in South Florida, start a huge 4-game homestand for the Cats, who have been red hot at home. Penguins Monday, and then after the holiday break, the Maple Leafs, the Canadiens, and the Rangers on New Year's Eve. Here's Bolin in the dying seconds of the period, throwing one in front. Hayes turns, shoots, and it deflects, never got to the net. And that'll do it for the first period. The Panthers get the only goal and have the lead.
Well, the two things that you wanted the Florida Panthers to have is early jump. They showed that. They want to score in the first period and score first in the game. They've done that. 2-0 is pretty good after 20 minutes.
Here's what's coming up for you at our first intermission tonight from Philadelphia. Don't go anywhere. We're going to talk a little bit more and hear from the Panther players about the 20-round NHL record shootout. A look at the road ahead. All the highlights. We'll show you that Panther goal again. Some good work by Upshall. All just ahead here in Philadelphia in our Lexus Intermission Report, where after one, the Panthers lead the Flyers 1-0. Welcome back, everybody. Start of the second period here in Philadelphia. The Panthers, on Scotty Upshall's goal, have the lead. 1-0, 20 minutes gone by.
Yeah, 20 minutes, and again, the Florida Panthers have found themselves in a one-goal game. That's not a bad thing, folks. 11-2-8. Okay, that is 21 one-goal games. They've only lost 2. Here is the graphic. You take a look at it. It's been really outstanding in this session for the Florida Panthers. The last 3 games have been decided by 1 goal. Yes. Shootout in Detroit. OT loss in Buffalo doesn't always turn well. But the Washington shootout game as well. And just to give you a little bit of perspective, all right? 11-2-8. 1-goal games is a record for the Florida Panthers. The Philadelphia Flyers, 4-6-5. So a very different story in a tight game. The Flyers typically are a team that like to get out and score in bunches. That could be the scary part of them. They get 1, and they may get 3.
You know, with so many games so tight in the NHL these days that winning those 1-goal games and getting points are so key. And Panthers, of course, off the epic 20-round shootout win on Tuesday. And ironically enough, first period, the Panther with the least ice time was Scotty Upshall at 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Not a bad number, on pace for about 10 minutes, but Panther with the least ice time got the goal. And Nick Bjugstad, off the get-go, shoots in. Schultz high off the glass, couldn't clear. Huberdeau, but it bounces back out to center. And Mitchell will hammer it back in. It took a funny hop off the back of the net. We get a whistle and an offside call.
Gentlemen, you heard the Bluebirds here in Philadelphia come out in that first period. Philadelphia's at home, but that could be a disadvantage here at home with the way the Panthers are playing. Fans getting on the Flyers, and as a player, you feel that. So right now, Flyers lacking in confidence, Panthers pushing them. These Philly fans starting to turn on their own team.
Billy, I heard a lot of boos in this building, but unfortunately it wasn't for the Flyers.
The way you played, Denny, I'm sure you heard that a lot throughout the league.
Huberdeau got tripped, and they'll boo a little more because Coburn's going to the box. Like many places, a lot of cities around North America, Denny, you like to say, oh, Philadelphia? That was an easy 2 points.
That's right. Boy, they hate that.
Oh, a penalty. Actually, they're going to get...
Philadelphia minor penalty, 2 minutes for tripping. Florida penalty, 2 minutes for embellishment.
Embellishment on Huberdeau along with the trip. How about that?
That is amazing. It's pretty clear trip. All right, let's take a look at it. Well, he pushed a little off right there. And you know what? I don't mind that. I mean, they hit Neil of the Dallas Stars the other night for $2,500. That means it's the second time, but you're supposed to get a warning. I thought the very first time you get caught, it's a warning. But I guess the referees don't take a look at the charts, and they make the call, but I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, you could get the fine without actually getting the penalty against you as well. So we're 4-on-4 now. On the minors, Coburn for the trip, and Huberdeau called for embellishment on the trip.
And I'd like to get Billy's opinions. I know that you hate that as a player. Guys that do it on a consistent basis.
Voracek up high in the offensive zone. Streit is down low. Campbell knocked it away. Voracek again. Checked by Bergenheim. Ekblad steps in. Look at Voracek, strong with that stick. While Bergenheim was playing the body, still kept it alive, and now the pass in front of the shot, missed the net. McDonald. This is what that high-end talent could do when there's open ice with a 4-on-4. Giroux and Voracek are working hard in the offensive zone. And it's Giroux again, hit solidly by Ekblad. He plays it up the boards for Bergenheim, and the Panthers finally able to clear, but they can't get the change. It's the long shift change in the second. Flyers did change. Good poke check there by Ekblad. And Aaron Ekblad, along with Bergenheim, finally get it down the ice, and the Panthers will get some new skaters.
Well, the benefit of the Florida Panthers is that they do have 4 lines that play very solid. You can't say that for the Flyers, and one of their downfalls is the fact that they get everything out of the top line of Giroux, but then they can't keep up the pressure.
Off the stick of Jokinen. Braden Shen, another big hit by Goodbranson, puts Shen right into the Flyer bench. Goodbranson has been laying the lumber here in Philadelphia tonight. That's about the 3rd big hit by Goodbranson, solid and clean. Huberdeau and Coburn are back. We're 5-on-5 here in Philly. Goodbranson took it away, but it comes free, and the shot on goal by Lawton is stopped by Luongo.
Now Goodbranson is in a little bit of a heated battle with not Schenn, but his own teammate McKenzie. And right now, McKenzie is ahead in the hits department, ahead of Goodbranson. And I think Goodbranson is saying, enough of that. I'm going to start piling up my hits now. And that was a solid one.
That was good. It was 2 feet away. Another 2 feet closer. Schenn's coming right in the box with me again.
You had a face full of Schenn.
Yeah. Luckily he went to the fire bench. Chris Therien right beside me was bailing out.
The Kopecky, Upshaw, McKenzie line on again for the Panthers now. They scored the goal in the first. They worked the forecheck, and McKenzie's got it. Kopecky behind the net. Upshaw's out in front. Flips it over the net. Upshaw swung out of the air. Oh, would that have been a highlight reel? That might have matched the 20-round shootout win.
That is so great.
Boy, oh boy, it nearly worked. Bellemare shovels it back in behind the Panther net. Mitchell plays it away for Kulikov. And Kopecky tried to chip it out, but he was checked by Coburn. Bellemare has a man in front. Luongo with a great save on Voracek, one-on-one. Ronaldo, the back check by Fleischmann, negated the scoring chance.
Well, it's interesting. Voracek out there. Look at the line mates.
Yeah, Bellemare carrying in.
And Ronaldo playing with Voracek.
Voracek in front, scores! And he ties it.
Well, Roberto Luongo is going to have something to say about that.
And the referees are talking about it, Kenny.
See, if you're going to call goaltender interference, it has to be because the goaltender was not able to make the play on the shot and being interfered with by an opponent. That is the argument by Roberto Luongo. Let's take a look. Keep an eye, left side of your screen, Ronaldo. Will Ronaldo get in the way? You know what, I don't think they can say Ronaldo interfered with Roberto. That puck was in the net before Ronaldo got there, and that's going to be a good goal.
Well, kind of slashed at his right arm as the puck was going in, but the goal stands. The Panthers aren't happy, and the Flyers, for about the first 15, 16 minutes of the game, was all Panthers. They have perked up, and now they've tied the game. And here's Umberger putting one in front. Huberdeau trying to get out of the zone, but couldn't. Couturier's shot, and Luongo saves and covers.
Well, how about the line change here by Berube, getting Voracek on the ice with Ronaldo and Bellemare. Let's take a look. Is there any activity here? Well, it did go over the glove of Roberto Luongo. He wasn't able to extend, but his player was also there. And it didn't take long for the call to be made, which means that it was a good goal. Voracek getting his 12th of the season. 38 points now overall.
So we're back to square one, and now we're even in shots. The Panthers had a huge shot advantage in this game at one point late in the first. Race is on. Olsen gets there first, and it's an icing on the Flyers. Starting this January, 4 South Florida hockey rinks will be hosting free hockey clinics for kids ages 4 through 10. Register your child to learn the game of hockey today. Go to www.floridapanthers.com/hockey clinics. Great initiative by the Panthers. Kids, come on out, get on the skates, and enjoy some hockey. Barkov strong with the help off the faceoff. Bergenheim works down low. Schenn is on him. Barkov joins in again. Double teamed along the boards. It's Bergenheim finding Goodbranson to the forehand, and the shot high over the net. Steve Mason had a duck for cover.
Kid run over by his own defenseman.
Again, Goodbranson hammers one. Deflected and went wide.
Ouch.
Good shift by the Barkov line along with Goodbranson and Olsen, but now Reed goes the other way. Goodbranson punches him to the boards. Schultz steps up. Puts it out in front. Reed couldn't find it. Brandon Peary is away. Lawton closed on him and knocked the puck free. Here's Lawton. Backhands in front. Glove down by Goodbranson. Boy, an active game tonight from Eric Goodbranson. He goes glass to get it out of the zone. Kopecky hits Coburn at center. Lawton throws the body in there as well. Panthers at one point had a 12-3 shot advantage in the game. Flyers had perked up. Kopecky with a steal. In onside. Kopecky lets one go. Deflected off the glass. Kopecky on it again. They give to Upshaw. Quick shot towards the net. Blocker saved by Mason. Giroux trying to find the puck. Shoots in. Giroux and Voracek out on the ice now. Kopecky taps it ahead. A good clear ahead for Upshaw, who shoots in. Bolin forced a turnover from Grossman. Jimmy Hayes will shoot in. Mason cut it off. Passes up to the blue line. And it comes out of the zone. Raffle with Kulikov on him. Kulikov gives him a good shot. And Bolin there to help out for Jokinen. The clear ahead, it's Jimmy Hayes. Hayes and Shen. Bolin joins in. Shen rolls it around to McDonald. And the Flyers clear. Couldn't get through cleanly off the stick of Giroux. Continuous action now. A little more than 7 minutes gone by in the second. Jake Voracek has tied it for Philadelphia. Couturier at the Panther line. Now Reed after it behind the net. Plays to the point. Shot was deflected off UC Jokinen. Couturier pops it back to the line again. Coburn shoots, blocked in front by the skates of Ekblad. Reed rolls it around. Schultz off the bench. The other way for Reed. Reed spins off a check. It's Schultz and Reed playing catch. Referee got in the way a bit there. Bukestad sees an opening to the blue line and flips it in. Off the skate of LeCavalier. Good Branson back. It rolled away from Olsen. Ronaldo throws the body in there. Olsen stood his ground. Fleischmann tucks it to center for Goodbranson. He plays it around looking for Bergenheim. Grossman behind the net, hit solidly by Bergenheim. LeCavalier up ahead. Ronaldo as play rolls on. That clock continues to go. Goodbranson absorbed a big hit.
They're trying to get the crowd back into it, and hits like that certainly will do it here in Philly.
Flyers did a good job, Danny, really leveling this game off. The Panthers were all over him in the first for most of it.
Well, we knew that if the Flyers were going to start to show emotion, it would be in a form of a gift from the Florida Panthers, and that's exactly what happened. Lay off that pedal a little bit. Teams have pride. Flyers can come back, and right now, it's up to the Florida Panthers to gain that control again.
Now, one thing we've seen in the league this year, I mean, no such thing as an easy night in the NHL.
How about in Carolina right now? Maybe the hottest team in the NHL. Toronto's down 2-0.
Nearly midway through tonight in Philadelphia. Cats are locked in another battle. 1-1. Another tight one. The Panthers, with all those one-goal games midway through tonight, Billy, we're even.
And the dangerous duo of Jake Voracek and Claude Giroux, they've been amazing all season long. Had 72 combined points coming into this game, now 73 with a goal by Voracek. That is tied for the best duo in the league with Malkin and Crosby in Pittsburgh. So they've been amazing all season long. See the numbers they've been able to put up. Voracek was second in the league in scoring coming into this game. And on the season, Wayne Simmons has 14 goals. Out of those three players, they scored 33 of the 80 Flyers goals. They've been dangerous. It's amazing this team with that kind of talent is where they are in the standings, because they got some high-end talent led by Voracek and Giroux.
Well, they're getting a pretty good contribution from that guy we just saw there, Simmons. He's got goals in 6 in a row. And he's tied for the NHL League in power play goals as Chris Simmons.
McKenzie.
Wayne Simmons.
McKenzie, Upshaw, Kopecky trying to change the momentum in this game. Start spending some time in the offensive zone. Here come the Flyers. It's a 2-on-1. Voracek carries in front, the pass in the air, and Raffl couldn't knock it down. Boy, oh boy. Flyers are charging hard now.
Well, they're starting to feel pretty good about themselves.
Kopecky with a steal there. And sends Hayes to the circle. Kopecky again with a shot, deflected, and that will go up and out of play after a big collision. Fans, the You Pick 6 package is a great way to go, especially if you're looking for a holiday gift. Prices as low as $114. You can customize your own ticket package. Call 954-835-PUCK. Panthers in Pittsburgh on Saturday, and then a big 4-game holiday homestand. The Penguins, the Maple Leafs, the Canadiens, and the Rangers. All at the BB&T Center, where the Panthers have been playing some super hockey. 5-1-2 in the last 8 home games. And you never know when you may see a 20-round shootout. Simmons clears. Bolin couldn't get it past Simmons. Ekblad got a stick on it. Shot came through wide. Lawton looking for Braden Shen. Past him. Coburn pinches in. And now it's Bolin. Ekblad takes a look and sees some ice. Up on the wing, you see Jokinen lets one go. An easy save for Mason. And he'll hold on. 9.5 left. Second period in Philadelphia. They like physical hockey in Philadelphia. Not so much when the other team is doing it, and Erik Gudbranson is doing just that tonight, Denny.
He leads the Florida Panthers with 5 hits on the night. He has been a thunderous hitter throughout the night, and they love seeing that if you're a Florida Panther, because he can bring it home. Take a look at the hits. 5 by Gudbranson, 10 by all of the Philadelphia Flyers. But let's not forget the inner competition. McKenzie's got 4 hits in tonight's hockey game.
So he's right there with Gudbranson.
He's right there. And McKenzie's got 94 on the season. Gudbranson 61. So as they call him, Goody needs to get some hits made up here to catch up to McKenzie.
Campbell deep in his own zone, floats it around the boards, cut off. Couturier checked by Bukestad. Campbell digs it free. Ekblad. Huberdeau. Umberger closes on Huberdeau and took it away.
Really?
And Couturier, but Huberdeau wouldn't let him go and finds Bukestad. Good effort staying with it by Huberdeau, but now the Panthers called for an offside. The Metro PCS Orange Bowl Basketball Classic is Saturday in Sunrise. Be there at the BB&T Center. Both the Seminoles and Gators will be in action. Ticketmaster.com has your tickets.
I don't know, something special may happen here. A little huddle by the Panthers just outside the blue line. I think that their play in the huddle involved winning the faceoff. They didn't do that.
Puck up and out of play for a stoppage.
Jake Voracek with that goal. When you talk about consistency for Voracek, he was held scoreless last game in Tampa Bay. He has not gone 2 games in a row without a point all season long. So that point tonight continues that streak. He has been a model of consistency for the Flyers.
You know, he's the 7th pick in the 07 draft, still only 25 years old. A trade with Columbus brought him here. And he has turned into an offensive force in the league now, tied the league lead in scoring in points overall with a goal tonight. Bergenheim.
It doesn't hurt that your line mate, Giroux, leads the NHL in assists. He is a magician with that puck. As a matter of fact, they used to call him, I think, the wizard in junior hockey, right?
Bergenheim sends one wide. Chopped around the boards. Ronaldo's got it. Ian Gudbranson banged moments ago. Peary got a piece of that puck. Streit fires it out. Oh, Peary picked it off. Good effort by Brandon Peary. Moving and shooting, and Mason the save up high. Strong shift by Peary. And the Flyers will be called for icing.
Perry back in the lineup. This is the competition I'm talking about. Guys get back in the lineup. They get hungry. That's the way the coach wants them. Perry, good position defensively, and makes a decision here, which is the right one. He knew he had somebody with him. It was a 3-on-2, but it was closing too fast. Good decision to take the shot.
Ronaldo leads a 3-on-2 for Philadelphia off the draw. LeCavalier walking and shooting, and it's blocked. Mitchell got in the way, and Dave Bolin gets it ahead. It's Jokinen moving with Hayes. Jokinen try to get it in front to Hayes. Knocked down by McDonald. Jokinen again finds Mitchell. Gets in position. Lets one go. Saved by Mason down low. Hayes had the screen in front. Jokinen again. Tipped away by the stick of Mason. Would not allow that pass to get through his slot. And now Willie Mitchell for the Panthers. Jokinen goes cross ice. Got it through to Kulikov. Gets around Voracek. Kulikov lets one go, deflected, and up and out of play.
Hey, Willie Mitchell once told me that during practice he learns from Ekblad, if you can imagine that. 18 years difference. But on that last play, Mitchell got the puck through to the net, and if you take a close look at him, maybe we'll show it to you later, he has that little move now. He's starting to go east-west on the blue line just to give himself a better opportunity to get the puck through. That is Ella Ekblad.
Upshaw got a shot away off the draw. So the Panthers have picked it back up now the last few shifts, getting some opportunities against Mason. Upshaw in the first, Voracek in the second are 2 goals. Ekblad to the corner, but Reed able to play it. He gets hit, taken by Upshaw, and flips it out for Kopecky. He'll shoot in, and Mason got a stick on him. The puck deflected off the glass and into the mesh.
You know, the South Florida fans, there have been a lot of good players that have come and gone, and you're going to find this interesting. Ekblad scored against the Philadelphia Flyers on November 1st. That was his first goal in the NHL, and it turned out to be a game winner. Only 3 first overall picks in the NHL history have done that. One of them was Ed Jovanovski in 1995. Scored his first NHL goal, and it happened to be a game winner against the then Hartford Whalers.
Wow.
There is another guy, and his name is Eric Johnson, now with Columbus, but at the time he did it with St. Louis. Short list.
Well, he's been spectacular. Ekblad early in his career, the first overall pick in June. Here's Schenn trying to get to the net, cut off. Right here in Philadelphia, in this building, he was picked by the Panthers. Ekblad on Schenn. Simmons picks it up. Simmons working the wall. Fleischmann is there with him. Simmons finds an open man. Coburn shoots, save Luongo. Flyers on the rebound, it's Schenn. Turns and shoots wide. Panthers desperate for a clear. Ekblad plays it around the boards. Huberdeau able to chip it to center. Schenn blocked by Huberdeau.
That shift was all about Flyer hockey. That's what they can do best. Use their size to protect the puck and keep the pressure of the offensive zone.
Mason holds the Huberdeau shot. We remain even at 1. Even hockey game here in Philadelphia in the second. Home of the Philly cheesesteak, a number of places to choose from. But last night we chose Pat's. And let's just say an eating display like you don't see very often, and we will show all of it to you coming up at the second intermission.
Wow, well, that's some good stuff right there. We pounded those cheesesteaks, man.
We? No, Dennis Podman and I.
Denny let out.
We actually tasted ours and enjoyed it. You, on the other hand, should have just had an IV of Whiz, and it would have been fine.
They call it inhaling.
Not the healthiest night of my life, that's for sure.
I sure hope the Panther medical staff did not get a gander at that monster. You ate 2 of them in what?
I don't know.
4 minutes?
4 or 5 minutes.
4 minutes.
Yeah.
Wait till you see it coming up at intermission. It was a contest of how quick they can be eaten. You'll see who won.
You disappointed me, Gordon.
Well, I did okay. Not compared to that guy. Grossman from the point. Hammers one wide of Luongo's net. Bergenheim with Raffel. Bodies bang along the boards. Barkov got high stick, and they missed it. He's covering his face. Giroux, and a good save by Luongo.
I don't know what the referee's doing, but he's doing some kind of a sign.
Voracek sets up a man. The shot saved Luongo. Scramble in front. Barkov finds it, couldn't clear. Flyers with a big shift here with the top line on. And Bergenheim finally chops it out of the zone. Grossman fires right back to the Panther blue line. Barkov still on the ice. Good hit by Dylan Olsen. And Barkov got a piece of it, but Giroux plays the puck. Barkov's with him. And Barkov lost his stick, clears it all the way down. We get a penalty. And will this be, let's see, the Flyers touched.
Well, it appears as though it would be a Flyer penalty, right?
Yep. Did they slash Barkov?
Yeah.
Philadelphia penalty number 28, 2 minutes for slashing.
Yep.
A little slash, and Giroux's going to the penalty box. Maybe this is a bit of a makeup call, but take a look here. That goes right up in the face. Mike Lego, the referee, sees it, and then he starts doing all these little things with his arms. I talk about Lego, and it's getting...
What was he doing?
I don't know. He was trying to tell everybody that somehow it was illegal play or wasn't high sticking. But in any event, the Panthers eventually do get their power play, and it's up to the Panthers to make something of it.
This is huge right here, late in the second period. Second chance of the night for the Panthers. The first one was cut short as they took a penalty during it. Bjugstad gives to Brian Campbell. Up ahead, Huberdeau, but he lost the puck at the blue line.
Now you got to go back to December 4th in Columbus for a last time the Panthers scored a power play goal. So this is where there's really a need for an improvement.
Bjugstad's got it. Down low, Huberdeau. Back again, Bjugstad. Gets it through to Campbell. Ekblad set up. He's got it. He moves. He shoots. Blocked away in front. Over to the corner. Reed checked by Hayes. And Ekblad able to control.
Now somebody's lost a stick. Defenseman Coburn did. Now he has Reed's stick.
5-on-4 and Reed without a stick. Bjugstad. Ekblad. Back again. Bjugstad shoots. That just missed wide.
Hayes right on top of the goalie.
Carries to Campbell. Reed still without that stick. Panthers in full control. Ekblad fires it. That one goes wide. Bjugstad settles the puck down. Gets around Reed without the stick. Hands to Huberdeau. And Ekblad again. Oh, but it came out of the zone. Reed's going to hurry up to the bench. Panthers trying to get out of the zone and get right back in. Nifty work by Huberdeau to carry. Off the bench, it's Barkov. 25 left on the power play. Ekblad held it in momentarily, but then cleared all the way down. Full possession time, a couple of good looks.
Yeah, it was unfortunate because the Panthers really are going against 3.5 men. Reed without the hockey stick.
Umberger gets checked. Grossman has the puck. He's under pressure, but gets it away to Luke Schenn. And Giroux is out of the box. Peary's on a loose puck. Jokinen's out in front. The pass deflected, though, by the Flyers. And out of play, and Philadelphia killed it off. Tonight on Fox Sports Live, they've got all the news from around the world of sports, including the NHL and NBA highlights. That's Fox Sports Live tonight on Fox Sports 1 and streaming on Fox Sports Go. Off the face-off, Bergenheim threw one right through the blue paint. Carries to Mitchell. Free puck at the circle. Kulikov's got it now. It's Willie Mitchell. Give to Bolin. Out in front, Bergenheim fires. Knocked down by McDonald, and then Fleischmann took it away, but couldn't get the backhand shot on goal. And Giroux is in. Circles in front. Shanny misses wide. Strike. Down low for Big Wayne Simmons. Giroux. And Luongo grabs it.
Now the pace is picking up. This is turning to be sort of a hockey game where you see a lot of desperation on both sides at times. And we're going to see it right here as Bergenheim gets an opportunity. Get the slap shot right there. And McDonald makes a really key block here on the Bergenheim shot.
Bjugstad and Belmar on the draw. They've been pretty even overall in the circle tonight, the two teams. Goodbranson got a hold of it after the face-off and got the puck to center.
Now, I find it interesting that Berube, maybe there was something wrong with Lecavalier for that very one shift. Lecavalier was on the bench. Voracek took the shift with Lecavalier's line mates, and that's what produced the goal. Yet Berube has not gone back to that at all.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. There must have been something wrong with Lecavalier. Maybe his laces came undone or something. An equipment issue. Wasn't ready to jump on.
And for the Panthers, Claude Giroux, after that penalty kill by the Flyers, he skated right over to the bench and thanked his teammates. He said, "Thank you, guys. We needed that one. That was huge." He took a bad penalty, but he came over immediately and skated over and said, "Thank you for killing that one off. We needed it." And the Panthers' power play has to be better. All the things the Panthers have done on this season has been good. One area that's lacking, the power play. If they need to get over the hump and become a better team, that power play has to start to produce.
0 for 2 tonight on the man advantage.
Well, the difference is pretty simple. In the first period, the Panthers had a 1-0 lead when they got their first power play. If instead of taking a penalty, you score a power play goal, it's a 2-0 game, and then all of a sudden, now it's a whole different ball of wax when you're here in Philly, a team that has really been struggling to get any kind of emotion in the game. You could have left the Flyers behind. That is what they call the killer instinct.
So now we're 1-1 in the final minute of the second. Bjugstad and Giroux. Giroux pulls it back. Reed. Stride had some trouble. Got hit by Huberdeau. Bjugstad has a chance in front. Tucks it wide. It got deflected. Huberdeau controls. Huberdeau cross ice. Mitchell takes a slap shot. Mason the save. And no rebound. Well, good work in this final minute by that Bjugstad line.
Well, I tell you, it's a good, obviously you take a look at what coaches' decisions are, and you're trying to get a momentum switch in the last minute of the play, 22 seconds remaining now. So you get a pretty good opportunity by the Bjugstad line. Now you're going to come back with Fury. How about that? Try and get something going here in the positive way. Fury getting the chance to make a difference at a critical time. Last shift in the second period.
Again, Giroux in the circle. And Peary won it, kicked it back to Campbell. Campbell takes a shot, blocked by Giroux. Campbell again, here's Bergenheim, blocked away by Raffl. And Coburn checked by Barkov, 10 to go in the period. Panthers looking for one more chance, but now Voracek. Didn't get all of it, couldn't clear. Campbell shoots, forces Mason to make a save. Peary to Ekblad, one more shot, that just went wide. So good final minute of the period by the Panthers, but once again, Denny, no strangers to this. We are even, and we're even at 1 after 40 minutes.
Now, Upshaw still has the only goal for the Panthers, but I love that last shift by Peary. Wins the draw against Giroux. Creates an opportunity for his team to make a difference in the last shift of the second period.
Should be a super third period again for the Panthers. When we come back, you don't want to miss this. Bill Lindsay put on an eating display, but maybe you do want to miss it. The announcer eat-off from Pat's in Philadelphia.
Not
it's
all
cheesesteak
the
time.
announcers.
No, you ate. You just didn't eat like a slob. We're 1-1 after 40. Here we go to start the third period in Philadelphia. Roberto Luongo, Steve Mason in goal. Here's a look at Thomas Fleischmann with Bjugstad and Huberdeau. As the Panthers came on a bit late in that period, got some shots on goal. They'll try to carry that into the third.
Now there's Voracek, the goal scorer for the Philadelphia Flyers.
Upshaw got the Panther goal. 9:37 into the game. Schultz takes a look. Bjugstad bearing down on him. Kulikov knocks it down and holds it in. Bukestad hit to the boards. Fleischman steps in, but Reed able to work it. Coburn to center. Kulikov on the puck. Little feed for Bukestad, and the Panthers are out. Fleischman will shoot in, and the Panthers complete the line change in the opening minute of the third period. Panthers are in the middle of a stretch of 17 of 18 games inside the East. So far in those games, they are 6-1-2. They've been big. Here an icing call on the Flyers.
Well, if you think that certain players might get a boost from that shootout, I think you're absolutely right. And you may get some guys like Bolin and McKenzie and Olsen, those guys who have scored in the shootout. I would think that sticks with you. And so we'll be looking to see if Florida Panthers can benefit from one of the unusual choices for game-winning goals.
The Voracek line on there now with Giroux and Raffl. David Bolin on for the Panthers, and Hayes got the clear.
But of course, the Florida Panthers have to outplay Philadelphia and outscore them in this period, the final 20 minutes.
Upshaw leads the Panthers tonight with 4 shots on goal. Campbell and Ekblad have 3 each as we get a whistle.
Now, Jimmy Hayes, I talked to him this morning about the way he played against Washington. And Washington had a young defenseman named Schmidt who, in the first period, Hayes went right around him and got to the front of the net. And Jimmy was saying that whenever he was on the ice, he'd get yelling for the puck. And he figured, if I can get this to a one-on-one with a smallish type defenseman, I can turn it into my advantage.
Like the way he's thinking the game.
Yeah, no question.
Lawton forced behind the net, but gets it through to Streit. Tries to clear Peary. Wouldn't allow it. Now Grossman moves it ahead. This time the Flyers are out, but not with possession. And Dylan Olsen up ahead for Barkov. Knocked down at the line by Giroux, and the Panthers are offside. Giroux with a little swing, sting the stick, and then Simmons as well throws a little punch at Bergenheim.
Well, this started a little while ago. Giroux's trying to get something going. I mean, he is, he's known for this. He may be a mini Bobby Clark, who can tell, right? And he has a little talk there with Branson. He bites his shoulder.
What was that?
I don't know, except that both of them are from the Ottawa area, and both spend their summers in the Ottawa area. I know Giroux is quite a golfer, so does the whole world know now. He was out with injury at the beginning of last year because of an injury on the golf course. But Giroux will be that competitive sort. He will talk trash. And obviously is continuing here. As long as the Panthers keep this game close.
Maybe he was grunting trash because he had a mouthful of Goodbranson's jersey. Steal here by the Panthers, holding it is Upshaw. Upshaw backhander goes wide.
Why would you do that when there's an outbreak of mumps in the NHL? Or
good point.
20-some players.
Mitchell's shot fended off by Mason. Kulikov taken away by Belmar. That's a serious situation. LeCavalier moves in with a chance. Mitchell was there with him.
What a decision by Mitchell. Moved it to LeCavalier just at the right time.
And now Willie Mitchell's out. Veteran on veteran there, Mitchell and LeCavalier. They've been around the block a few times. Huberdeau on the forecheck. And Huberdeau works it free. Bukestad picks up the puck. It's Brian Campbell. Slap shot. Mason down in his pads. Makes the save. And Huberdeau hit hard in front of the net.
You know what? When you're faced with a 2-on-1 situation and you got 2 veterans, somebody's got to make the right move at the right time, and it has to be the first move. Watch what Mitchell does there. Left side of your screen, you don't see the other player, but there is a 2-on-1 developing, and LeCavalier probably makes the right decision to shoot, but a split second too late. The captain of the Panthers had already made his move, and got his stick on the puck to deflect it wide.
Puck out of play here in a stoppage. Panther season ticket holders, we appreciate you watching tonight's game on Fox Sports Florida. Tonight's broadcast code word is Panthers. Log on to mypanthersrewards.com. Put in the broadcast code in the next 24 hours. Panthers back at it Saturday in Pittsburgh at 7 here on Fox Sports Florida. And then the homestand begins Monday night against the Penguins at the BB&T Center. Crowd certainly a night they'll never forget on Tuesday when the Panthers won an NHL record 20-round shootout against Washington. And you noted, Denny, everybody was on their feet for the duration of it.
It was great to see the Florida Panthers. I mean, there were some pictures that went viral. You know, people just couldn't believe what was happening. Maybe more importantly, couldn't believe they were right there witnessing it.
Grossman point shot off a stick, high and out of play.
Just watching Gerard Gallant on the bench here, and he's laughing, he's having a good time. A wry smile, he's mostly serious, but you pay close attention to him. It's very relaxed on this Panther side. They've been a lot of these one-goal games. Encouragement for his teams, but I just like his presence on the bench. I think that filters throughout the whole team, the calmness. They're having fun, a lot of one-goal games, but Gerard Gallant behind the bench is fun to watch.
Billy, watch out. I think Upshaw was listening to you. He had his ear up to the glass when you were talking.
Well, I didn't say anything bad about him, so that helps.
That's right.
Jussi Jokinen gets out of the zone. Spins away from Voracek. Sends Hayes over the line. The feed to Boland's broken up, though. Claude Giroux. The other night, the Panthers were 1-1 with Washington. Very similar. They scored midway through the first. It was McKenzie from Upshaw. Tonight, it was Upshaw getting the goal. They were 1-1 in the third. In the third, they outshot Washington 11-3, really doing the job defensively. Nearly 4 minutes gone by in the third tonight, and the Flyers still without a shot on goal in this period. As Jokinen chips in, Coburn ahead for Simmons. They couldn't clear it out. Now Coburn will just carry it. Coburn in over the line. Still with the puck, takes a shot. Luongo will hang on to it in the glove.
You know, Roberto, I think, learned something along the way as well in the shootout performance. How many times did he go out and just flatly admit they bailed me out? 5 times he was sitting there thinking, had I not let that go in, we might win. And then all of a sudden somebody goes out and scores.
Now 14 times he made a save thinking, okay, if we get one here, we win. I mean, just incredible turn of events in that game when you think back at it, Denny.
Well, you know, one of the things that he said, which is important, because he told me this at the very beginning, you know, early into the season. He said in Vancouver, they never practiced the shootout. And here they practice it every day with the Florida Panthers. So that does a lot of things. Obviously, it helps the shooters, but it helps him as well.
Here's a shot right on. Barkov, good rush, set up Peary, and the puck out of play. Tune in Saturday night following our telecast. It's a debut episode of Inside the Panthers. Unmasked with Roberto Luongo. He'll discuss his career, life off the ice, and his ties to South Florida. That's Saturday night right after our game in Pittsburgh on Fox Sports Florida.
By the way, talking Pittsburgh and the goalies, Marc-Andre Fleury, who was thought to maybe have the bumps, is playing tonight in the Pittsburgh game, as well as Sidney Crosby, also in the lineup.
Good to see.
Well, not really. We're going to Pittsburgh tomorrow.
They don't have the mumps.
Yes, yes. You're so nice. Humanitarian comment, whereas mine is like a hockey comment.
That's it, man. You're all about the 2 points, which I love about you, by the way.
You spend a whole life thinking that's all that matters.
Kopetsky working in the corner. Schenn is away with the puck. Checked by McKenzie. Luke Schenn fires to the point. Campbell held it in. Here's Kopetsky. Upshaw couldn't gather it to his tape. But LeCavalier couldn't run out of the zone. It's Upshaw again. Campbell one-timer. That's blocked. Oh, and that one caught Ronaldo. He was shaken up. Upshaw fires from the neutral zone. Bukestad hits Schenn. Chopped down. And Ekblad has to hustle back.
Okay, that was the best shift by a line for the Florida Panthers in some time. And guess who it was? McKenzie. Derek McKenzie and Kopetsky out there with Upshaw.
Fleischmann tipped it in deep. Mason sends it around the boards. Cut off there. R.J. Umberger plays to center. Couturier popped it into the Panther bench. Stoppage of play. 6:01 into the third. Things are physical, even for the men in stripes. We're tied at 1. The Panthers have played 3 straight one-goal games, 3 straight that have gone to overtime. Billy?
And the Panthers have been good in those one-goal games. They are 11-2-8 on the season in one-goal games. Denny, you mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. Flyers only 4-6-5 in one-goal games. They have not been good in one-goal games. So you got to think that favors the Panthers here in this third period. They've been in this situation a lot. Philadelphia's been a fragile team all season. So the Panthers, with that confidence, I think can get after Philadelphia and put them back on their heels. Don't you think that's an advantage here in that third period for the Panthers, being in all those one-goal games throughout the season?
There's no question about it, Billy, and I think that it strengthens your mental fortitude when you get into situations where games are tight. That's why we refer to playoff-type hockey. Even this early in the season, Florida Panthers do well in one-goal games. I think they become mentally much tougher.
Well, they've been super so far in this third. Only that little wrister from the blue line on Luongo, the only shot they've given up. And to the point, you know, those one-goal games you guys talked about, 11 of the 21 have either been decided 1-0 or 2-1. So not only used to one-goal games, they're used to low-scoring, tight checking games like that. Not the run-and-gun 5-4s. Chipped in front of the net. It comes all the way through the slot. Schultz is at the point. Worked free by Goodbranson. Couturier, though, over to play it. Rolls it up high. Coburn shovels it down low. Goodbranson again. He's been strong here tonight. Bukestad and then Huberdeau, and they got it out to center. Fleischmann. 1-on-3. His line mates went for a change. Fleischmann makes sure he gets the puck deep. And now Jokinen on the forecheck. Kulikov steps up on Couturier. And Bolin just couldn't quite get to it as it's chipped down the ice by Raffl. Giroux and Voracek on the ice now. Kulikov looking to force it out of the zone. Good second effort with a skate. 2-on-1. Jokinen is in. Bolin is with him. Jussi Jokinen to Bolin. Oh, it just goes wide. Opportunity there.
You don't get very many of those.
Here comes Voracek. Cutting to the middle, the drop pass. Bolin got back defensively. Mitchell roughs up Giroux. And Bolin will just lift it to center. Grossman kicked it over the blue line. Offside on Philadelphia.
You know, it doesn't happen, the 2-on-1 we're talking about, if you don't get the defenseman to generate the offense by playing good defense. Look at Kulikov. He's got 2 guys at him. He uses his feet, kicks it up. And at this point, you know, in a review of this play, I know Jokinen would say, oh man, the defenseman gave me so much room. Maybe I should have played it myself. It's so much easier from up here. I want to say that for a fact. Not so easy when things are happening as quickly on the ice. But when guys look at replays, I would think Jokinen probably would have thought maybe I should have shot.
Wayne Simmons ahead for Schenn. Stops in the Panther line, takes a shot. That goes wide. Lawton gives to Simmons. Big Wayne Simmons down low. And now it's Lawton. Peary hits him. Lawton comes free. Lawton shoots. Luongo denies him.
You know, we talk so much about the one-goal games, and, you know, there's a great benefit to it because it does toughen you up. You don't get too emotionally high or too emotionally low. But it only takes one shot where you lose the lead or you lose, you know, the control of the game. That's why the term killer instinct, I think, is even better. Florida Panthers had a one-goal lead, had a power play in the first period. Had they been able to score there, that shows killer instinct. And that, to me, will bring more rewards than playing 1-1 hockey into the third period.
Raffl gets a steal. McKenzie all over him, and Voracek was over the line early. It's an offside call.
And Danny, from that vantage point, Jussi Jokinen, and I had a perfect look at it. It looked like a semi-breakaway to me. The defenseman gave him so much time. You're absolutely right. I thought there's no way he's going to pass this puck. He could have walked in, I think, and made a move. That defenseman gave him a ton of time, and Jussi Jokinen will look back on that play and think he should have shot the puck. Looking where I was looking, I was flabbergasted when he didn't pull the trigger.
Panthers hope that it's not going to cost them.
Out at center, it's Bolin with Jokinen again, and Bolin backhands in. Hayes bumps Grossman. Hayes continues to battle. Jokinen there as well. Jokinen worked it free, but now fired out to center. LeCavalier flips it in front of the Panther net, knocked down by Kulikov, picked up by Ronaldo, and the shot right on. Luongo there. LeCavalier, Ronaldo again. Strike, stolen away, and Dave Bolin gets to center. Give to Hayes on the wing, played around the boards for Jokinen. Chips to the corner, Bolin, and back again for Jimmy Hayes. Hayes trying to lose strike, puts it in front, Bolin couldn't get a stick on it. And LeCavalier moves it to center.
Boy, that was a good play that was set up by Hayes. Ronaldo picked it up a little early, and it's because he did that he was able to get to Bolin before Bolin could make a play on goal.
The Bjugstad line is on for the Panthers. Midway through the third, we're tied. Bjugstad spins it up, but right through the two defensemen. Campbell hustling back. Speedy Umberger after him. Campbell unloads to center. Bjugstad shovels ahead for Huberdeau. Bjugstad again, but he was denied at the blue line. Free at center, Couturier. Feeds the wing. Umberger. Centering pass blocked by Campbell. Couturier. Bumped by Ekblad. Fleischmann digs it free, and Fleischmann clears. Another tight game for the Panthers. Upshaw in the first, Voracek tied it in the second, and that has been it. Good Branson. Over to Campbell. And that puck deflects into the Panther bench. We have 9:21 left here in Philly. 1-1.
Hayes behind the net makes his strength appear and work in his favor. Watch as the play sets up. Over here, we're going to see Jimmy Hayes going to the back. He's going against Strike, who is a smaller guy. Now, stop it right here. There is no doubt that Bolin has yelled for this pass. There it is. And if Ronaldo's not all over it, Bolin's got a good shot on goal. Bolin, 6 career games against the Philadelphia Flyers. He has scored 4 goals.
Shots in this third period, 4-3 in favor of the Panthers. And now a steal at center by Barkov.
You know, this is the kind of play we just saw the turnover by the Flyers. Simmons, 1-1 game, one guy gets antsy, tries to do a little too much. Puck gets turned over.
Out in front of chance, and Mason with a save on Peary. Great setup from Barkov. And Bergenheim off a turnover.
That could have been it. That turnover in the neutral zone. Those are the kinds of things that decide these games.
Olsen's shot is blocked, and LeCavalier clears. Good Branson puts it right back in. Strike still stuck out on the ice. But now Grossman will get it out, and Strike will get off on the change.
The neutral zone is not an area where you can fool into thinking that you can breathe easy. Many, many goals get started by a turnover in that very zone.
Willie Mitchell, trailed by Giroux. Jussi Jokinen with the clear to center, bouncing puck at the line. Coburn. And the Flyers get out. Raffle at center, knocked down by Jimmy Hayes. Hayes after it, pokes it ahead. Hayes racing to it. Mason will play himself. Bolin on the forecheck now. Giroux tried to clear and just got it ahead for Raffle. Raffle in over the Panther line. Takes a shot. Luongo the save. Rebound in front. The Panthers are on it. Hayes gets out of trouble. Luke Schenn deep in his own zone, pressured by Bjugstad. Bjugstad trying to work the turnover, but Schenn able to stay with it and pop it ahead, and Giroux on the clear. Campbell back in his own end, quickly out to center. Matt Reed now overskates, gathers it in, and shoots in. Campbell played it up the boards. Little tip by Ekblad, and Campbell clears with 7 to go. That one took a funny hop off the stanchion. No harm, though. McKenzie's line now on for the Panthers. They produced the goal. 9.5 minutes into the game. Flyers call for icing.
Well, here's one of the reasons why the Panthers are tough to play against. You know what? Take a look at right back here. You see that? That's Huberdeau pointing at Voracek saying, I've got him. Look at what he does. Huberdeau. First round draft pick, it doesn't matter. You're going to play for Gerard Gallant. You've got to do the things defensively. That was a heady play by the youngster Huberdeau.
Off the draw, good. Branson fires, and it just went over the net. Kopetsky puts it out in front. It comes all the way through, and the Flyers clear. Olsen for Upshaw. It deflects in deep. McKenzie speeding after it. Upshaw looking. Backhander in front. It just went wide. Good. Branson slides down the wall, hit by Ronaldo. And Ronaldo's able to flip it out to center. LeCavalier couldn't run through the neutral zone, and Goodbranson is back. We get a whistle and an offside call.
And the Panthers here, what I've noticed in the third period, they've allowed 19 third period goals, tied for fewest in the NHL, but they go back into that 1-2-2 trapping system a lot more in the third period. You saw that turnover. That was off that semi-trap that they played, but a very responsible game in the third period. I think Gerard Gallant likes that style. Philadelphia trying to force the issue, and Denny, you mentioned it, those neutral zone turnovers create offensive chances the other way, but the Panthers play that trapping system in the third period a lot more than they do in the first two.
A hand pass was actually called on Philadelphia, so they draw in the neutral zone. Barkov, Bergenheim, and Peary now on for the Panthers. Simmons moves in, gives to Schenn. His shot deflected wide. Simmons plays to the point. Schultz slap shot blocked in front by Mitchell. Good positioning and a good play by Willie Mitchell. Peary with a hit on Schultz at center. Puck comes into the zone. Coburn gets back. Bergenheim is with him. Coburn unloads. And cleared all the way down. Not far enough, though, for icing. Both teams grab a change. Kulikov ahead. The Bolin line is now on against the Flyers' top line. Here's Raffl. Campbell took a big hit from Raffl up high. And Raffl's able to work that puck free. Hayes blocked away the centering attempt. And Jokinen to center. He plays it safe and gets it deep in the zone and goes to work on Luke Schenn. Hayes jumps in too. Hayes works it free, but then tipped off his stick. Carries to Campbell. His shot goes high off the glass on a redirection. It's Bolin. Take it away, though. Ekblad just swiped it right off the stick of Reed. Another smooth play by Aaron Ekblad, and he starts to center. 4.5 to go. Strike. Left it there for Couturier. And he plays to center. Reed shoots in. Huberdeau under pressure from Umberger. Comes out of the zone, though. Olsen on the clear again. And this time the shooting by the Flyers. Grossman goes over the boards and hits the netting. The Panthers have had some chances in the third, but we remain even at 1. Well, another one. Down the stretch we come. 4 minutes to go, and the Panthers locked in a 1-1 tie in Philadelphia.
Well, this young man is our selection for having made the ADT defensive play of the game. Left side of your screen. Peary intercepts the pass, turns it into a really good shot on goal. That was in the first period. Since then, Brandon Peary has had 3 shots total on goal in his first game back. Brad Boys out of the lineup tonight, and a young Peary coming into his spot.
Claude Giroux, the Flyer captain, after his last shift, came back, banged his stick, had a few expletives come out of his mouth. He's been frustrated tonight. Panthers have kept him off the score sheet, and you can take a look at that just blank stare on his face right now. But there's been some frustration by the Flyer captain. Panthers have done an awesome job shutting him down.
Yeah, and Bill, you look at it, they only allowed 24 shots on goal in 65 minutes to the Capitals on Tuesday night. And here tonight with 3:50 to go, Flyers have just 21 shots on goal. The defensive job being done has just been super. And now they force the turnover. Huberdeau works Bjugstad in there as well. But the Flyers able to get it free to Coburn. Lead pass. Reed hustles after it. Huberdeau there as well. And Huberdeau fishes it out nicely for Olsen. And now Bjugstad.
Another good defensive play by Huberdeau, coming all the way back.
Well, Gerard Gallant, I've asked him, he likes the way Huberdeau has been playing. Here's a shot right on from the angle. And another shot blocked by Bolin in front. And that stung him. Mitchell plays it up the boards for Fleischmann. And he'll lift it out with the backhand. Reed still out there. Hit hard by Bolin as he shot in.
Shook off the shot to the foot, did Bolin.
Jokinen at the line, shoots in. Bolin stays on. Hayes pressures his man. And then it's cleared away by Grossman. Willie Mitchell. And this puck deflects right into the Panther bench. Let's take a look at how we got here with 2.5 to go. Scotty Upshall got the Panther goal in the first. Voracek scored for the Flyers in the second.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you see Goodbranson with a career-high 8 hits, that's important. That is half of the third pair of defense for the Florida Panthers that keeps getting more and more effective every night for Coach Gallant.
Schenn went down. Crowd wanted a high stick call. Play rolls on with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third. McKenzie out of his own end. Knocked down by Lawton, but Kopecky there to push it over. Here comes Upshall. Moving in, Upshall shoots. Mason the save and no rebound.
You know what, in the last couple of minutes, that is 2 2-on-1 breaks that have been given up by the Flyers.
Oh, Kopecky and Simmons really getting into it now. And then Schenn throws a punch in there at Kopecky. Yeah, Kopecky's not happy. Schenn gave him a little jab there. It was a cheap shot, Danny, with the linesman. Had Kopecky tied up.
I don't know if there's going to be any call by the referees on this, but you're right. A cheap shot like that should be penalized. Well, let's take a look at what happens. And maybe the Flyers a little more upset about their own turnovers. Here's what you have right here. You've got guys all going for the puck. It's almost a 2-on-1. McKenzie right there. And actually, Schenn did a good job of getting back close to Derek McKenzie. But there's the ensuing shot by Schenn.
And they're still going at it. Scotty Upshall is not letting Simmons get away with it. They continue to chirp, and you know Ronaldo jumps in there. Billy, what's going on down there? They're right in your face.
Well, Simmons and Ronaldo really getting after Upshall. Upshall's doing his job. They're hot. Upshall is he can be a pain in the rear end. Simmons, Ronaldo, both going back and forth, and can't repeat the conversation, unfortunately. Sorry.
Well, we don't have to worry about Ronaldo. He's probably not going to get another shift in this game with 2 minutes left anyway.
Now, Upshall did the same thing against the Capitals the other night. We talked about it at the top of the broadcast. I saw him along the Washington bench. He had 5 guys engaged.
Campbell.
Yeah, they wanted an interference call. Kind of a late hit there by by Ekblad.
And now Voracek without the helmet, trying to dance through center. Panthers would not allow it. Schultz resets in his own zone. Giroux dumps in. Mitchell there first. Around the boards, cut off by Umberger. Puck deflects and comes out of the zone.
Well, Ekblad may be accomplishing another first tonight. As of this moment, he has the most ice time of anybody on the Florida Panthers. That would be the first time he's had more ice time than Brian Campbell.
1:15 to go. A 1-1 game. Reed to the Panther line. Couldn't get through cleanly. Here comes Kulikov the other way. Flyers are back defensively. Fleischmann takes a shot. Glove save Mason.
You know, those long shots are not wasted at all because, first of all, it is an attempt on goal. There may be a rebound, but in this case, it still works because a long shot by Bergenheim is handled by the goaltender. Now you got a face-off deep in the Flyer zone with only a minute left in the game. So all of those reasons is why directing the puck at the net is always a good thing.
Bjugstad is at 55% in the circle tonight. See if he can win one here and give a chance at the net. Giroux has been masterful, though. He's 14 of 17. They tie up. Coburn helps out. And it's Simmons lifting it out. Kulikov turns it back to the red line. Played by Braden Shen. Bjugstad bumped by Simmons. Gets it away to Mitchell. Giroux all over Willie Mitchell. Up ahead, Huberdeau. Knocked down by Coburn. Huberdeau again. And this time he's able to get it out ahead for Bjugstad, but it rolled away from him. Half a minute to go. Is this icing? Yes, it is. On the Flyers.
Again, an opportunity, and as you know, the Flyers not allowed to change personnel, whereas the Florida Panthers, they can change whoever is on the ice at the moment, and doing just that is gallant.
Timeout, Craig Berube.
Yeah, got to do that.
And the Flyers.
Good news out of Colorado. Colorado, nothing with Pittsburgh Penguins. No scoring. What is going on over there?
In overtime in Pittsburgh, Panthers are headed there for Saturday's game, 7 o'clock, here on Fox Sports Florida.
And here's one more directly involved with the wild card in the East. Toronto Maple Leafs are trailing the Carolina Hurricanes 3-1. Or is that a final? Yes, it's a final. 3-1, Carolina wins. Only really good hockey people would have predicted that.
You know, I really hope, Denny, I'm glad you have two arms. I don't want you to hurt your elbow patting yourself on the back. But yes, Potvin did tell me that Carolina's going to win that game. Good call. Billy?
Specific instructions by Gerard Gallant. They're trying to diagram the play, but here's diagramming. Every single player got an earful from Gerard Gallant, what he wants them to do on this faceoff. They have some drawn up, but I guess it's predicated on a one faceoff draw.
And very interesting that UC Jokinen, who hasn't taken a draw all night, will take it against Giroux, who is 15 of 18 in the circle.
Well, that's why he's taking it. He hasn't beaten Jokinen yet.
There you go. Half a minute to go, the draw in the Philadelphia zone. And Bolin jumped the circle, played it back. Here's Hayes behind the net, but it rolled on him. And Giroux funnels it the other way for Coburn. Checked by Bolin. Coburn clears. Free puck at center. It's Jokinen. Trying to run down the wing.
Well, the puck's in his pants.
I was going to say, the puck is nowhere. Now, let's see. It's in. Where's Jokinen got it?
Yeah, the pucks went in the Jokinen's pants. Somewhere. Or did it roll out into the bench?
Maybe in the benches. He was trying to get down the boards. I guess so.
Yeah. Well, anyway, forget that puck. Let's get a new frozen one, the linesman is saying. The puck got deflected right there. I thought he still had it. You know what?
It just disappeared.
It disappeared into the player's bench, and Jokinen was looking for it.
Final seconds of regulation. Flyers chip in. Willie Mitchell gets back. And there they go again. The Florida Panthers on the road pick up another point. That's 13 of 17 road games. They've got points. Are you ready, folks? Overtime again is next. straight game. The Florida Panthers have at least a point. They're going to overtime. How did we get here? Well, Scotty Upshall got the Panthers on the board way back in the first period.
Well, a good play by Kopetsky again going to the net. He really is getting in there, gets a shot on goal, and that is the virtue of a shot on goal creates the best pass in hockey, 1-0. Then you've got a bit of an online combination. Voracek on the ice with Belmar and Ronaldo, and it creates the tying goal. This is not the tying goal. You'll remember this as the legend of the 20-man shootout continues to grow, and that's Bjugstad getting the game-deciding goal in shootout. 20 rounds. What is he thinking about now? Maybe he's thinking of that one shot, that one opportunity. Give me the puck.
League high 13th overtime for the Florida Panthers. 4-on-4 hockey now.
Show me the opportunity.
Here we go. One more point on the line. 4th straight overtime for the Panthers. Giroux gets it in the zone. Mitchell getting back. Plays it off the back of the net for Kulikov. He'll clear all the way down. Bolin in a foot race gets there. No icing. Here's Dave Bolin. Skating. Looking. Funnels it back to the corner. Mitchell's on it there. Big Willie Mitchell behind the net. Lost the puck. Giroux picks it up. Spins it around for Voracek. Kulikov forces him further back. And a lead pass the other way. Giroux. But it's offside, and Mitchell got back anyway. Giroux snuck in behind the Panthers.
You know, the fans are booing for one reason. The referee fell down. This is a tough part of Willie Mitchell going all the way in deep with the puck. Right here is the whistle, the blow. Look at Giroux going back saying, what is going on? Well, what happened is that the referee fell down on the ice just as the whistle was blown for the offside because Giroux actually put himself offside. So no blaming the referees here in Philly. It's not Mike Lego's fault.
Campbell, Ekblad, Bjugstad, and Huberdeau on for Florida. Campbell, the veteran. Huberdeau on the wing. Centering feet up high. Ekblad shoots wide. Hop off the end boards, played around. Bjugstad checks Schultz, who clears. Ekblad again for Huberdeau. Huberdeau head up, looking, waiting, fires for Ekblad up high, the slap shot wide. Mason got a piece of it anyway, big hop off the glass. Panthers grab a change. Minute and a half into 4-on-4 overtime in Philadelphia. Panthers will play their 22nd one-goal game. Matt Reed cutting in, takes a shot wide. He takes down Luongo, but the Panthers are going the other way. It's an odd man rush. Barkov over the line. Jokinen, but it rolled on him. Panthers had some numbers there for a moment. Turnover by the Flyers, but Barkov couldn't control. It was too far, the lead pass.
The Flyers are looking for the breakaway pass. They're trying to sneak a guy in behind the Florida Panther defense. Earlier it was Giroux. This time it was Simmons. Panther D have got to keep an eye on that.
Peary and Upshall, the Panther forwards now. Brandon Peary gets the legs moving to center. Up on the wing, Upshall gathers it in. Upshall sharp angle shot, up and out of play.
Now Scotty Upshall wants to create some commotion, whether it's through the puck handling and scoring, or maybe even a little bit of trash talk at the benches, and it all works for him.
Bolin will take the face-off now in the offensive zone. Fleischmann on the ice as well. And Bolin won it. Fleischmann trying to get a shot off. He goes down, though. Braden Shen, or LeCavalier rather, shoots in, but the Flyers are offside. LeCavalier getting an overtime shift here. Hasn't played that much tonight.
No, really, it's not the same philosophy, but then again, the situation's quite different. Talked about a kid like Perry getting a chance to play because Boyce is out of the lineup. Perry will get his 10 or 11 minutes in tonight. Whereas on the other side, you get a veteran like LeCavalier making his first appearance in several weeks after being a healthy scratch. Well, we'll get 6 minutes.
Luongo there, covers up.
Dave Bolin just skated on that whistle right by Lawton. He chopped him right in the skates, right on the laces. Lawton looked at him, but he took him a hard chop right skating through the middle of the zone. Lawton wasn't too happy about it, and I guess that's why he called Dave Bolin the Rat.
He brings that element to the table. There's no question about it.
Well, wait a minute, guys. Lawton's a rookie.
Let him know he's in the NHL now.
You've got to treat him that way.
Flyers control off the draw. It's Voracek. Voracek still with it up high. Giroux. McDonald. Spin move. Backhander in front through the slot. Voracek again. Over to Streit. Giroux hammers one. Deflected wide. Voracek. Spinning down low. Looking in front. It went right through McDonald. Flyers pushed on that shift right there. Giroux up ahead for Voracek at the blue line. Willie Mitchell plays him. Voracek gets it through in front. Here's a chance. Oh, Luongo got enough of it with the glove hand. Roberto comes up huge and keeps it going, and now Bjugstad carrying it over the Flyer line. Campbell with it. Takes a shot. That goes wide. Flyers look to go the other way again. Matt Reed leads the rush. Reed cuts to the middle, drops it off to the point. Coburn, Couturier, out in front. Luongo got a stick on it. Now Couturier shoots high. Campbell back for Ekblad, and around it goes for Bjugstad. He gets hit by Reed. Ekblad will hold it and go off the glass.
Luongo has just made his appearance here. Two exceptionally terrific plays. One a save and one a stick check here in overtime.
Reed again moving in. Hammers one on goal. Glove save for Luongo.
Well, I tell you what, up until then he had only faced 22 shots. This was not easy. This is a huge save and obviously timely. Here it is in overtime. The glove save. And take a look at it again. Streit makes a great play. That puck was labeled for the top shelf. And then take a look at his play here with the hockey stick. It'll come around in the back, and he actually deflects the puck out from in front of the net. Picked it out of the air. Superb play. Two of them by Roberto Luongo.
Bolin against Giroux in the circle. Voracek played it back to the point. McDonald, glove save Luongo again. And we'll do it again in the Panther zone in the circle.
Well, will they get a chance to do it? Will there be a line change? Bolin is really looking up in the air. He doesn't want to lose another faceoff here. Dominant in that faceoff has been Giroux all night long.
Unreal, he's over 80%. Bolin and Giroux again to Luongo's right. And Voracek again jumps in and plays it back for McDonald. Another shot for McDonald, deflected. Willie Mitchell settles it down. Bolin may have a step, but the pass never got to him. Mason put it in the corner. Jokinen is there. But Giroux with a steal. Jokinen got tripped up. They let it go. And the Flyers break in 4-on-2. It's McDonald. Oh, Luongo with another one. 10 to go in overtime.
What a mess for the Florida Panthers.
Battle down low. Puck stays in play.
And they want to get off the ice.
For the second game in a row, the third in the last four, we will go to, you guessed it, a shootout. And how long will this one last? Roberto Luongo, great late in overtime to get us here. 48 hours ago, it was epic. It was history. 40 shooters between the Panthers and the Capitals. An NHL record 20 rounds. The Panthers trailed 5 times in that shootout. They got it tied, and then Bjugstad won it. And Denny, here we go again.
only because of Roberto Luongo's excellence right here in the overtime. I tell you, Florida Panthers did not look good in the overtime period. The Philadelphia Flyers seem to have found their legs. They kept attacking, and Roberto Luongo made 2 outstanding glove saves, and then the use of the big goalie stick to stop a pass going to the front of the net. Let's take a look at some of those saves. Here's one right here. He gets the puck, and a labeled shot puts it off to the corner. So here we go.
Peary's been good in limited time in the shootouts. He scored a couple games ago in Detroit. And here comes Peary racing in on Mason. Slows down, waiting, and backhander. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, 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 oh.
Well, you got to wait him out. That's got to be so tough for goaltenders. You know, the whole idea of a goaltender, see how they come out in front of the blue paint? Then they back up, and they try to time it. But if you back up too early, you're opening up a whole bunch of the net. That's what Peary was hoping for.
LeCavalier and Luongo, they played about 2,000 games combined in the NHL. LeCavalier to the backhand, and Roberto stayed with him.
I don't know what a message Coach Berube is sending there. Oh, boy. I have put you in the lineup tonight, LeCavalier. Why don't you go out and win it for us? Tough spot for the veteran to be in. Not a great move.
Bjugstad won it the other night in the 20th round. He goes in the second round here. Moving on Mason. Bjugstad. It stays out of the net.
Hit the outside of the goalpost. Not close. Bjugstad came in from the other side on the game-deciding goal against Holtby, meaning he came in from the left side. Gave himself more room. I'm surprised he didn't try that again.
Giroux 1 for 4 this year. The Flyers captain. Goes to the backhand, never gets the shot away, and now the Panthers can win it.
Giroux doesn't have a point in this game. When Giroux doesn't have a point, the team is 0-6-1. They have not won a game when he hasn't scored.
The veteran Jokinen trying to end it. Mason makes the save.
Oh boy, looked like he was set up for that drag move. Guys have got to change it up.
Jake Voracek has to score to keep the Flyers alive. We've been here before. Can Luongo make one more and get the extra point? Voracek comes in from the wing. To the backhand, and he scores.
Well, he's just about the best scorer in the National Hockey League, and he finds that 5-hole. He goes to the right. He gets Roberto to open up the legs.
Round 4. It's Jonathan Huberdeau. Trying to give the Panthers the lead again. Little shot. Not much on it. Mason stopped it.
Not sure I can analyze this one, guys.
Flyers can win it here. Panthers had a chance to win it with Jokinen shooting, and if Luongo could have made the save on Voracek, now he's got to stop Matt Reed. Reed slowly walks into the backhand, a poke check by Roberto.
You know, this is, what is it, the third person that has lost the puck. Giroux just did it before, and again, Matt Reed goes for the deep. Remember now, the ice has not been cleared, not even scraped.
We begin round 5 with Thomas Fleischmann. He hits the post.
Boy, that was awfully close because that's the inside of the goalpost by Fleischmann.
Wow.
He had the room. He just missed. That was close.
Luongo's got to make a save again on Brayden Schenn. His first attempt this season. Schenn comes with some speed. And Luongo sends us to the 6th round. Here we go again.
Again, I think probably the best idea is to shoot the puck. Certainly looked to be that way the other night because of the buildup of snow and ruts.
Bolin scored the other night when he had to. Bolin slows down, shoots and scores again! And he gives Luongo a chance to win it.
has been a pain to the Philadelphia Flyers over the years. He has scored 4 games in 6 goals, but more importantly, was tough on him in the playoffs, and maybe the difference again here tonight. We'll see.
Couturier 1 for 3 this season. Here he comes. Luongo trying to end it with a big save. Get on the bus and head to Pittsburgh. The shootout Kings do it again. It only took 6 rounds tonight. The Panthers win in Philly.
Couturier trying to stick handle in the deep snow. Not advisable, and no result. This is where you really have a tough time handling the puck. And I think when you look at the goals that were scored, Boland's goal was just walk in and shoot the puck. Similar thing with Pirri. Walk in, take your time, and shoot the puck. Stick handling is very tough.
Another shootout, and Billy, this one seemed like it took the blink of an eye compared to the other night with 20 rounds.
Awesome. This is just awesome. Panthers with another victory. Flyers have now lost 10 straight shootout games dating back to last year. It's been a problem for them. Not so for the Panthers. Red hot. We're rolling on to Pittsburgh, boys. Let's get it on the bus.
Another win for the Panthers. Another 1-goal win. 12, 2, and 8 in 1-goal games for the Panthers. They get 2 big points. And hey, they finished this shootout 14 rounds quicker. Panthers Live postgame is coming up. The Cats continue to grind it out and win games. 2-1 the final in Philadelphia. We're coming back to the Wells Fargo Center on Fox Sports Florida.